What's up, weirdos? Here we are. The last day of my 12 Days of Horror. My final video of 2018. And I'm just saying I'm pretty happy. I've had just the best. I started doing the horror content in, I think July 1st. And now here we are like 6 months later, and I have just had the best time meeting all of you guys in the horror community on here, really creating like a good crew of people that I can talk to about all these movies, and it's just been really great. I just thank you guys all so much for watching and supporting me and all that stuff. So yeah, like I said, today's the last day of the 12 Days of Horror. I'm gonna take a little break. I'm getting on a plane literally in the morning because I meant to film this before I left for a Christmas party this evening. And then of course, classic, camera died, and I was like, well, okay, I'll just film it really late. And so I got back, it's late now, I'm filming it, and then I'm gonna pack my bag, and then in the morning I get on a plane and I go to my family's house to, you know, celebrate the holidays and all that. What are we even talking about? Oh yeah, the last day of my 12 Days of Horror, and that is Santa's Slay, S-L-A-Y. And the best thing about this movie, first of all, I loved it. Like, I loved it. Honestly, it was probably one of my favorites of the 12 days. It's so insane, and the best part of it is just Bill Goldberg, also just known as Goldberg. He is a WWE wrestler and just sometimes actor. He's done some other acting gigs as well, and in this movie he plays an evil Santa Claus that basically lost a bet 1,000 years ago with this angel person. And so for 1,000 years he had to be like, oh, nice Santa Claus, oh, bring toys to the children, Santa Claus. And now 1,000 years have passed and he can be his true demon self and just go murder everyone he can find to murder. And it is just such a funny, fun, fast movie. Just like such a delight. From the first scene to the ending, it's just like beautiful. There's so much like wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling moves he does. I'm not an authority on wrestling and I don't know that much, but I do watch Total Divas, and so I know some things. But basically he does do some of his like famous moves during the movie, and of course he ends the movie with his catchphrase, which is, who's next? And he, like, you know, breaks the fourth wall, goes right to the camera. So he is really a delight in this movie. Something casually interesting is that David Steinman, who directed and wrote this movie, has never written or directed a movie before or since Santa's Slay, and I just think that's so weird. I've reviewed a couple of movies that have had that, and I'm just like, where'd you go? What you doing now? I would take a sequel, David. I had a great time watching this movie. Now, let's go ahead and get to the rating so I can just tell you a few spoilers. It is so late right now. I feel like I'm going to wake up everyone in my apartment building because I'm talking at a full voice, and I just feel like everyone else is asleep, but it's okay. You know, because we gotta do the work. We gotta get the video done. We gotta get it up for the people. I should cut all of this out. Blah, 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 ratings. So The Scare, I'm giving it a 2. It's definitely in the horror genre, but not a very scary movie. Mostly just a really fun movie. The gore gets a solid 3. There is enough gore in there to make it really fun. The gore moments are really fun. The opening scene, I'm gonna talk about the spoilers, but the opening scene is like one of the most brilliant things I've literally ever seen. Okay, the cheese gets a 4. It's very cheesy, but not in an annoying way at all. I just think in a fun way, because they still have like this feeling of like the Hallmark Christmas Story thing where there's this like young boy and this girl and the grandfather and all this stuff and like the spirit of Christmas, but it's also just like about this demon Santa that's coming to kill everyone. So the cheese is definitely there, but I think used in a really effective way. And the overall, and I mean, maybe it's because I've had 2 spiked apple ciders by this time, but I'm giving this baby a 4. I had such a good time watching this movie. I'm gonna watch it with my family. I'm gonna make my boyfriend watch it because he loves wrestling. But it was such a like delight. I don't know, like the murder was all just so fun and lighthearted, and I was just like, this is just exactly what I wanted to end my 12 Days of Horror on. Just a great time. Okay, back to the opening scene. So they have all these sort of like casually famous people, not like A-list celebrities, but just sort of like just under the radar celebrities. Other than the girl from The Nanny, I mean, she's pretty famous. We also have this girl from Urban Legend. I swear to God, I'll put these names on the bottom, but right now it's so late and I gotta go pack my suitcase, and we're just doing the best we can. People, Christmas is crazy. But so anyways, they have all these casually famous people at a dinner table. Santa comes down the chimney and just kills them all, and all these people that you think are gonna like last in the movie, it's like the Psycho thing like times 100, where it's literally like the first 5 minutes they're just all dead, and it's like so funny. I'll also say this movie sort of gave me Halloween 2018 vibes, because the grandfather's like super paranoid and has like a bunker in his basement, and he's like trying to teach his grandchild to like, you know, look out for this, and he's got like all these like secret weapons and stuff, and I was like, wow, so Laurie Strode. And I'm gonna say that my favorite death scene is the kids that open the presents and their heads just explode. Like, not even explode, just blow off. Like, there's no blood. It's just like, boom, no heads. And like the family's just like, oh no. Like, it's so funny. And like that death scene is like the perfect example of like what the movie is, of just like pure silliness. And wow, I loved it. I also particularly loved when Goldberg dived through the deli counter. I thought this was called a suicide dive, but apparently it's like his signature move, which is the spear. I really don't know enough. But apparently that was called his spear move, but it looked like a suicide dive to me. Anyways, but that part was really funny for me as well. And just overall, like a lot of fun scenes like that, where he's just like pulling full-on wrestling moves and just murdering all the people. He also murders this old lady in the beginning of the movie, and she is like the angriest, most bitter old woman, and somehow that death scene that should be like, oh, he just killed an old woman, is like somehow hilarious. And I'm just like, well done. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the 12 Days of Horror. Like I said, I'll link the playlist down below so you can watch through the whole series. And I'll see you all on December 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then starting on January 1st with a regular upload schedule. And start that new year off right with lots of spooky. Am I right? Okay, well, thank you guys so much for an amazing year, and have a nice screen. Bye!